So the law of diminishing marginal utility deals with the concept that as you consume more and more of a good that you enjoy, there will come some point in the future when an extra unit of that good will earn you less satisfaction, less enjoyment. It could even be after the first one, but for the purposes of the exam, we'll assume that that is not the case. So to understand it fully, just think about a good, any good at all that you enjoy: bar chocolate, a mineral, an ice cream cone, let's say. So you consume one. How much utility did you derive from that? 10 utils, let's say. It's all subjective. You might get more enjoyment than me. So then your marginal utility is, what is the additional utility? Well, before I ate the ice cream cone, I had no utility, so now I have 10. So the marginal utility is also 10. Let's say then I eat a second ice cream cone. Well, I enjoyed that one even more. So my total utility is now 25 utils of satisfaction. And the marginal is simply the difference between TU2 and TU1, total utility 2 minus total utility 1. So the marginal utility has actually gone up now. I enjoyed that second one even more. Let's assume then I consume a third one. Total utility goes up again. Marginal utility gone up again. I enjoyed that third one even more. But there will, for any rational person and for any normal good, there will come a point when the extra utility that you derive will start to decline. Okay, so you can see there just numerically going up. MU was 20, up to 25, now back to 20. Okay, so I've just illustrated what's going on down here in this TU and MU graph. So you can see the blue line is your total utility, and it continues to rise. It continues to increase. You're getting more and more enjoyment as you consume more and more ice cream. But the red graph, and I've actually separated it in this diagram, just that it's the scale allows me to show the change more clearly. So you can see there that the spike at 4, okay, at 4 units of ice cream, that's the peak of marginal utility. And after that point, marginal utility starts to decrease. So this is what we call the law of diminishing marginal utility, that after a certain point, the addition to total utility will start to decrease. And we can see there clearly that the origin point here is the 4th unit. So after that 4th unit, the law kicks in, or diminishing marginal utility kicks in. So the 4th unit can be the origin point. It's at the point after which marginal utility starts to decrease. Some people prefer to call it the 5th one. So I actually suggest that you say both, that at the 5th one or after the 4th one is the origin point there. We can see it there numerically again going up here. So it's gone from 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 and then back to 20. Now in this graph you can see it. There it is there. But I've just separated it out here that it's more visible, that you can see the decrease there, the sharp decline there. That red graph is the same in both instances, except the scale is different in this second one. And just to conclude then, there's a couple of factors or a couple of assumptions that underlie this law of diminishing marginal utility. And the first one is the factor of time. It is assumed that if I eat one ice cream cone, that I eat the second one fairly shortly afterward. Or else the law can't apply. If I only eat an ice cream cone every second Tuesday, my utility will probably always be the same. I'll always enjoy it the same amount. And it's not that I'm going to, enjoy the second one 2 Tuesdays later less than the first one because I had that first one a fortnight ago. It doesn't apply. Okay. The law also assumes that the quality of the good remains constant. In other words, that it's still an ice cream cone. It's not that the second one or the third one was only half filled or the ice cream wasn't as creamy or whatever. So it makes that assumption. And it also assumes that your tastes don't change, so that, you still enjoy ice cream. You don't, for some reason, develop an intolerance for some of the ingredients or whatever. So it just makes those basic assumptions. But the most important of those, I think, is time. That you are consuming the good in fairly rapid succession, each one after another, or else your utility will probably remain constant or even increase. The diminishing marginal utility will not kick in unless it's consumed in fairly short order.